couple won national titles as freshmen.
Say that again.
What's that?
Say it again.
What's that?
Say won. He won something. Say
He
it.
won. Won? A winner?
What?
I was
Won?
confused also
He
there
won.
for a second.
He won.
Say it again. I thought you were calling somebody Juan, like Juan Sanchez.
I was like, what? You said
Who the fuck
Juan?
Juan?
I was like,
Who's Juan? Did Juan win?
Yeah.
Which Juan was it?
Which one?
Which one was it?
Juan won. Juan won, and he's a winner.
We want to you're Juan.
That fucking Juan
So these
guy.
kids are winning as freshmen. You all right? Is it that funny?
I'm with you, Rich. I'm with you.
Is it that funny?
No, because he was when you were saying Juan before.
funny.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to watch it. And okay, so back to my point.
I've been spending time in the dojo, doing all the things that they won't show. No spotlights on me, no photos, becoming the king on the low level.
I mean, yeah, we just updated the studio a little bit, so we're gonna do some more stuff. Bobby, do you have a belt at home? How many belts you got at home?
I have some replicas.
You do?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have any right now. Just
No,
not
you don't have any at the house.
good enough to win
You
a
have 'em at the
title
house,
right
though?
now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to have you bring him in. I want to put it up on the wall and put my belt on the wall, and then we'll do something with Rich. Rich, what do you got? You got like any samurai swords or anything?
Yeah. I'll
Whoa,
find
whoa,
something.
whoa.
Wow.
I think you could put
Chinese,
some
not
iconic, you could put
Japanese.
some iconic pictures. I think it's an iconic
this
picture.
guy.
You did shit. You
Yeah.
could do a bunch of different things.
What should we do?
Yeah,
I like that hat, man. By
I
the
don't know.
way,
Oh, thanks.
I didn't get the earth tone one. I got the black one, the orange.
Yeah, they don't like you that much. That's why.
Dang.
Well, he's coming at me. I have to do something.
Wow.
I have to come at him with
Yes.
something.
Let's get him.
Lucky guy.
Let's jump him.
What?
I will think of something. I will think of something.
I guess catch up time it's been what? Probably over a month and a half. We tried to catch up last week. We had some technical difficulties, but then this week, man, I mean, it's just been go with rec sports right now. Not club sports. Club sports starts coming up soon. Finishing the last 2 weeks of rec soccer because no more club soccer. We got rid of that, and then we got rec lacrosse right now. Club soccer or club lacrosse takes a break during rec, so the kids can play together with their classmates and stuff. So it's kind of cool having a good team. We have a really good team here where we live for rec and lacrosse. Good coaching, but something. Why don't you guys talk about what you guys have been doing lately? Because I want to ask you guys a question after that, but I want to get your guys' what have you been up to lately?
Well, of course, the first part with me is kids and track. They're in track right now, so we're
My son starts today.
fully engulfed in the track. And track is actually really fun for me right now because
Your
my
kids
son-
are really good.
my son-
Surprise!
No, I actually like going to track meets and just watching every event. And because like I'm so big on seeing phenom kids. And man, it's a thing of beauty when you see like the 400. We have a girl at Wakeland that, man, she like the pack is here and she's like way up here.
Mhm.
It's just awesome to see kids like just break away and just it's magical, especially in track because the 100 is a big deal, 200 is a big deal, 400 is a big deal, 800 is a big deal.
Yeah, those are all fun to watch.
They're fun to watch, and when you see one kid just break away from the pack, you're like, damn, what is he eating? What kind of training is he getting? But I think it's so different now because when I ran and my sister ran track, she won states in track, and they would just run. It was like the fastest person won. But now, man, it's different. Like these kids have coaches, and it's down to science. It's crazy.
What do you think the percentage is of high school kids using peptides and steroids?
I would tend to think it's a low amount
I would like to think it's a low amount.
because I don't. I'm gonna say something stupid, but I don't know how much it would help them in high
Yeah,
school.
because they're already
Yeah.
so full of testosterone.
Yeah.
and-
Nah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
And then I don't see a sport that it's really gonna aid them. So I mean, something like a wrestling, they'd be stronger than other kids. They can throw them around.
Yeah, I
guess.
saw it. I saw it a lot in high school when I was wrestling in high school. Kids were using them.
Really?
Yeah, parents were buying them for them. Testosterone. They were jacking them up. These kids were wrestling, 98 pounds or 103s. Their freshman, sophomore year, and then of course they hit puberty. But then also too, these kids went from they didn't really grow in height. They just grew in physical.
That's crazy.
And they
You know what I think is aiding with that naturally. So it's the same result of what you're asking about is a bigger, stronger kid, but it's holding them back.
Yeah,
we're seeing that, right? We talked about this during wrestling, the NCAA's this last year, right? Oh, this freshman won national titles as freshmen.
Say that again.
What's that?
Say it again.
What's that?
Say won. He won something. Say
he
it.
won. Won a winner.
What?
I was
won.
He
won.
For a second.
He won.
Say it again. I thought you were calling somebody Juan, like Juan Sanchez.
I was like, what you said?
Who the fuck
Juan?
won?
I was like,
who's Juan? Did Juan win?
Yeah.
Which Juan was it?
Which one?
Which one was it?
Juan won. Juan won. And he's a winner.
Who wants an You're Juan.
Yeah.
That fucking Juan.
So these
guy.
kids are winning as freshmen. You all right? Is it that funny?
I'm with you, Rich. I'm with you.
Is it that funny?
No, because he was when you were saying Juan.
It really is that funny.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to watch it.
It really is that funny.
Okay, so back to my point.
It's winning. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
No,
I'm with you.
Shit, I'm crying right now. That's fucking funny. Sorry for that.
I don't. All right, I guess I'm glad I could do that for you. Sounds like you needed a good laugh.
Fucking Petey's over there laughing too. Oh shit.
Are you
Sorry,
good?
Rich. Yeah, I'm good.
We're back to the freshmen.
He won. And then he changed the subject. Okay, these kids. That was great. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm good, man. You go ahead.
I want to hear about this. I want to hear about these freshmen.
My absurd. Sorry.
Dude, get it together, bro.
Sorry,
Jesus.
I'm sorry, brother. Oh man, that's great. Oh, that was great.
You all right?
My eyes are watering. I got my contacts coming out now. Go ahead.
You good?
I'm good.
Holy shit.
All right, I'm back to the subject of these kids.
No, these kids are winning and they're older. So there's context to it. I'm a freshman, right?
Yeah.
But if you're 20 years old,
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, you're a true freshman.
those kids are.
Yes.
Well, like what? Like what? Bo
kids from Iowa?
Bo Bass is going to be 19 or 20, right?
Because
No.
that's yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's 19 now. I believe he'll go into his freshman year. But see, so are those other
It's
guys.
not just him. There's a lot. Like the Jackson kid, right? Jackson Force.
Yeah, that's the standard.
He's 20.
So that's my point is you are not on stuff, but you're naturally bigger
You're
and
finding a way
stronger
to win.
because you've been held back.
I'm a whole different person at 19 than at 17.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm an entirely different person. And I was telling my son this, and I was like, because I graduated high school when I was 17. And I got recruited to wrestle 158 in college. I came to college. I was damn near 200 pounds. They were like, what happened to you? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't, nothing special. I mean, I was just a kid. I worked out all the time, but I just hit a growth spurt. So I see what you're talking about. Like, that's a big difference. Like, my son was supposed to graduate when he was 17, but luckily his mom was like, early on when he was like in the kindergarten, she was like, no. And I fought her at the time because I was like, what are you talking about? You don't need to be held back. She was like, no, because, and all this stuff. And then luckily I listened to her because I would have hated him to graduate at 17. Even right now, he still has the senior year coming up and he's growing like crazy. Every day I see him as a different person. He's going to be way better in football because he just has more size. He's going to be playing this year at probably 180, 190. At safety, cornerback, as opposed to last year, he was at one.
What is he? 5'11", 6 foot?
Yeah, he's like right around 5'11".
Yeah.
Almost 6 feet. He's
But that's where they're all at these days, even in football. 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds
Yeah.
playing.
I mean,
Yeah.
Indiana
So-
won the championship, national championship, because all their whole team was pretty much 24, 25.
And Beck
Which
was
is not-
24, right on the other side?
Yes. Yep. No, 25.
25.
25.
It's sad to
Carson
say,
Beck.
but no matter what, everybody's trying to find an advantage, and everybody's trying to find a legal advantage. And if you can do it by your age, hold the kid back, that's an advantage.
Right.
If you get in like a lot of kids, they automatically, oh, he's on steroids, he's on this, he's on that. But then this one kid over here, he has like 18 supplements he takes from GNC. Like, what's the difference? It's still going to give you a boost. It's going to still give you the recovery. This may give you a little faster than this one, but if you take all of this, it speeds up that recovery. So everybody's just trying to find an advantage right now.
How old were you again when you were a freshman?
In college?
College.
18.
Yeah. How old were you?
17.
Yeah, me too.
When
Now
did
imagine-
you turn 18? When's your birthday?
September. So like right when
Okay,
I
so
yeah,
you-
because college started in August.
So you were 18.
Yeah, I
but
was 18 really starting. Yeah.
Now imagine if you were 20,
completely different.
Oh yeah,
and that's what's happening today.
Well, just think about that. I had already wrestled 2 years in college.
Yeah.
I already wrestled
Yeah.
2 years in college by the time I hit 20.
but how strong you were.
Yeah, just and
Stronger,
physically-
smarter.
See, yeah, that's the thing.
More
You just said it
mature.
right there. It's smarter. Just your mental acuity, all those things was so much higher. Like you just understood and wrapped your head around what was going on in front of you, understanding the techniques better, no pushback. Like having 2 years to grind with other college wrestlers, and you guys being on the same goal. Like when you're in high school, sure you're wrestling with your guys, but those high school kids don't take it as serious as you. You get to college, they're there. Most of that front line is all they're there on scholarships. So they're like, no, this is what I'm doing. Like this is what's paying for my school. And so they're you guys have the same goals and the same, the end line is your focus is on that.
Yeah.
You don't get that in high school. And so
Yeah.
the maturity level at 19 and 20, 21 is huge. But the NC2A just passed something though, right? Just talking about how you only get 5 years. Right from the time of graduation, I believe.
I think they just did.
Yeah, they
right?
just
because,
did it. Yeah, like
because
this
of what we're
week,
talking
last
about.
week.
Right. So I think you're right that the athletes now are bigger, stronger, faster, but I think it's not only supplements and what they're doing to their bodies, it's just they're older.
Well, because literally 6 months ago they were talking about, I don't care if you're 25 and you decide you never went to college, you come back, you get 5 years of eligibility. And then everyone's like, oh no, you can't do that. Like you have 30-year-olds literally playing football.
Lovato Jr., he went to wrestle in college, right? As a 40-year-old.
Oh yes. Yep.
Now that's, he's already past his, he's a freak, don't get me wrong, but he's already technically past his physical prime.
Yep.
And he went back and was wrestling young kids and did all right,
Yeah,
but
he did all right.
didn't reach the top. But yeah, the eligibility rules are,
Mhm.
yeah.
Now they're just saying that you got, as soon as you graduate, you get your 5 years. If you want to take a 1 year off, you can do that. So you can still graduate at like 25, 26, but they're not allowing the eligibility to last longer than that. It doesn't
Right.
sound
But they're
like.
just doing it in high school anyway. Like we just talked about. They're just, if you're 20 coming out of high school, you still
Yeah.
be.
They should probably incorporate some of those into high school, right? At some point.
At the high school, you can't compete after 19. Is it 19?
It's 19. And that's not for all states though.
Okay.
Because there's a kid that was the quarterback at either Southlake or Carroll, or Southlake Carroll, whatever it was. He was a quarterback there, and he had to move his senior year because he was 19 turning 20 his senior year. And they said no, so they had to move. I think they moved him to Ohio or something like that to play at a private school there where they allowed you to play when you were 20,
Yeah.
something like that.
But they are 19 going in. And obviously not to take anything away from those guys. I know I mentioned it and called out that as the example, but they still had to win. They still never wrestled that level of competition yet, but they were just bigger, stronger guys and smarter. As you said, they were ready for it. And that's why you're seeing this wrestling's turned into a young man's game.
But those guys are going to wrestle at different schools anyway. Like Bo used to go to Penn State a lot. He's right down the street from us, so he went down there and trained with those guys often.
Which is surprising he didn't go there.
It was close.
Is
to
he
his
at
house.
Virginia?
Virginia Tech.
Tech, right? He signed
yeah.
Virginia
He
Tech,
was with
right?
Iowa, decommitted, went to Virginia Tech. I think he's looking forward to creating his own legacy. There's some
Smart.
guys there that are, they want to build up
And
a
his
program
brother's
and
gone
not
there.
go to
Yeah.
something established. They want to create their own legacy. Which
I'm
you
surprised
have
he
to
didn't. I
respect.
would have thought maybe Nebraska, because they look like they seem like they're doing something pretty big over
I know
there.
Nebraska was on his list. I know Michigan was on his list also. 'cause
Michigan, yeah.
Kevin Jackson's over there.
Yep.
Plus, I think
And-
Virginia Tech's close to home too. Still,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah. But he's not, and he's obviously one of the greatest high school careers ever. But
Did he win the Super 32s?
Yeah,
Oh, he did? Again?
Four-timer.
4 times.
No, okay, that's what I'm saying. He's the first
Only
four-timer.
four-timer,
That's right.
yeah.
Only
Yeah.
four-timer. They actually created that red belt. He's
Yeah.
the only one to ever get. I didn't see. I followed it. I was watching it on Wednesday or Thursday. They did like a short little docu-series on the fact that he was going to potentially be the only one.
But he and Jax and was it Vega?
Yeah.
They're all like that crew. They're all going to go in 20-year-old freshmen. This is what you're dealing with these
Mhm.
days. And that's what you're dealing with obviously in high school. Imagine if you were pretty good, but we're just, unfortunately, we're in those guys' weight
It
class.
gives me 2 more years that I would have been able to wrestle in high school, and I won it as
Yeah.
a freshman. Or as a,
Do you think it helps
senior.
you across all sports though?
Yeah.
For sure it helps you in wrestling.
Yeah.
I can't see a sport that
Football
it wouldn't.
probably help you in football.
Oh, without a doubt, you're just
Yeah.
a bigger person. Like right now, my daughter, she's a freshman. She runs varsity as a freshman. They just made it to her deal. Her 4x100 just took first place in their deal. And when I'm looking at her down there, she's a little girl.
Yeah.
And some of these girls sitting next to her, I'm like,
She's
damn, this
adorable,
girl
though,
is
man.
like, oh, this girl's damn near a woman standing next
She's
to my little girl.
Your daughter is
My little
adorable,
girl
man.
she's getting it. She's fast. But yeah, she's standing next to a grown ass woman.
She had to have got it from her mom because
And track's
Say what
going
you
on
want.
now, you're saying, and it's,
Yeah.
you guys are
Even-
wrapping up soon in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, well, they just had districts last week. You place at districts, you go to area, and then area goes to regionals, and regional goes to state. And she was looking at her time, and she was like, my time that I got in districts puts me into regionals already, based on the numbers, because they can look at the numbers of everybody, what they had. They were seated 5th because they just, in districts, and they came out first. They just took off. My son, too. My son's 17, and when he gets in the line next to him, I'm like, damn, these are some grown men he's racing against.
yeah,
Grown men. You can just tell just by their physical structure, their size, they're just bigger people. I'm like, all right, Miles, let's
Yeah,
go.
we
get
were
this.
at the wall doing wall ball, and one of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he just moved here. I gotta look him up. I think he's a DB, and then there was another player. Where was he from? I want to say the Giants. So the two of them, they were there doing just drills on the field, working out. And they saw Kellen doing the wall ball. Like, hey man, little man, keep it up, dude. And I was like, all right, nice to meet you. Nice guys, but yeah, I guess they both just moved to the Dallas area. They're like, no, that's where we're gonna raise our family. They live here in Prosper. So one lives in Salina, one lives in Prosper. Like, no, we're just they both play football at Arkansas.
You know, we
Yeah.
we hear talked about a lot about holding your sons back, but I don't hear very many women say that they hold back the girls.
Because mentally they're ahead.
Well, yeah,
more
they
mature.
Yeah,
mature.
more mature, just
Faster.
feels, yeah.
And they hit their peak of size earlier.
Pro-
Would you say, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because girls don't keep growing?
Well, I don't know, man. I had a friend who played volleyball in high school, and she was tall in high school. She was like 6'1", 6'1". She left to Oregon to play volleyball. She came back at Christmas break. She was 6'6". I was like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? And we saw her at the end of the school year at graduation. She left for Oregon. She came back during Christmas break, and we all saw her at like a high school like party. We all got back together. This girl had grown fucking 5-6 inches.
Oh, she went to the Nike University, right?
Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is bad.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
stretched
this,
her.
yeah. They stretched her.
Yeah, that's not
Put her-
natural. They put her in the lab.
Yeah, that's wild.
She
Man.
has to get bigger.
Yeah, that's wild. A question for you guys. Okay, so we had a coach playing sports this last weekend, and you got a mind you that the kids are like 9, 10, 11 years old. Coach says, hey, where do you guys lie with the coach says, hey, I need you to play this position so I could pull that kid out of that position and put him in a different position because I think he'll do better there. Okay. And I need you just for the half. Can you play this? Can you play? And he's like, no, I don't want to play. And he's like, well, I need someone to play, and everybody else has never played that position before. You have. Can you play? He's like, I just won't play. I'll just leave.
Doesn't
Like,
want to play the
Doesn't want no.
position.
He says, if I have to play that position, if I have to, I'll just leave. I'll just go home.
Then
In the
go
middle of the
home.
game, we're at halftime.
Then go home and don't come back.
Yeah.
Then the coach at the end says, at the end of the game, gets the kids all huddled up and goes, hey, if you guys want to learn what it's like to not be a good teammate, pay attention to that kid. That's what that kid did in front of all the other kids. Oof.
Did that kid play or stay?
No, the kid that was playing the position just stayed playing the position. So
No, I'm talking about the kid that he asked to go play that position.
He went back to just playing inside the field because the coach was like, "Look, I'm not like."
I think that coach lost in both places because he lost his authority, and then after that he seemed petty afterwards.
Yeah, but it's
You can't talk about it if you're gonna if you're gonna make an example, make an example.
It's rec though, so it's
doesn't
not
matter.
club, it's not high school, it's rec. It's
But
like,
there's still a coach.
yeah, but it's kind of like it's the parents, like they all want their kids to play. All the parents, they have to all be inclusive. Like you have to include.
Yeah, there
every
is. It's a
kid.
different culture.
It's a different
right?
culture.
I don't
Yeah,
give a damn.
Rec is about
if-
fun and
yeah. Every kid's gonna
Exposing
play no
yourself
matter
to the
what.
game.
Like it's a different, but
Then sit his ass on the bench. We're putting our kids in those sports so they can learn discipline. And discipline is listening to what the coach says. And I just had this conversation with Jaden, one of the kids that the quarterback for
let's try to leave
Miles'
the kids'
football
names
team.
out.
No, he's a great kid. He
Okay.
went to TCU from Wakeland. I think he walked on, but I think they gave him a
What'd
little
he
bit of
play?
a scholarship. He's a quarterback. The kid was good.
wait, last year?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
Wakeland's
saw him.
quarterback. He was
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
He's really good.
Mm.
He took Wakeland further than they should have went, I believe. He was a really good quarterback.
He's at TCU now.
Yeah. And his dad told me, his dad was like, just tell Miles, just get his 40 time up. He said, because that's all the coaches care about. They don't care. And I talked to Miles about that also. And I said, when you're in high school, you don't live off your glory days in high school. When you go to college, they may say, we need you at a different position because you're going to fit in their organization, their program better. So just keep your skills good. Just get your skills good. Don't just hone in on one position and only learn that position. Just be athletic. Because when they come up, they might need you for something else. So that goes back to him. So if he has that same mentality of just telling the coach no, what happens when he gets to a higher league where they say, hey, we're going to need you over here. You're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Or you're going to say, I don't want to do it. You got to set these lessons early. What the coach is saying, the coach is in charge of this team. It's team sports. I got to be wherever this team needs me.
But as a parent though, where do you toe the line? Do you say like, hey kid, like son, what are you doing? Like you do what your coach tells you to do, like in this position. Like you have to play every position. You have to learn every position. Be a team player and play the position.
That's how it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be that way,
rec
right?
is so my wife coaches rec soccer. And so she has to deal with these parents. Right? You got parents coming up, and if you have only and because we've had these conversations at home where she's a little frustrated, venting to me like, oh man, so and so came up to me after the game, wasn't happy with their kid because it is different. Because again, rec is just it's for
meant to be
fun.
for
It's only for
fun,
fun.
yeah.
And so hey, we don't want to do this because it gives so and so anxiety or whatever it may be. You're not happy and you're asking for I'm telling you how to do your job as a coach, right? And then you have to consider, well, if I don't and this person leaves, we're not going to have a full team, right? So you're having to suck it up and deal with more stuff in the name of it being rec sports. Now, then when you start paying and things get a lot more serious with clubs, select travel, however you want to call it, then it's a little more like, hey, I don't like sit your ass down and or do what I tell you because that's what the team needs.
I look at it almost different. If it's rec sports and it's not too serious, so why not just play a different position? That's when you get your opportunity to play those other positions that you don't normally play.
Yeah,
Like
you should.
My son's playing 7-on-7 right now, and he's over there playing defense. I said, Miles, you need to get your ass over there in offense. No, I play defense. No, you play. This is football. You play offense right now. You get as much touches as you can.
Yeah.
just go
You
out there
should,
and have
but
fun.
there's these parents that are, no, I don't want my kid playing this.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Yeah,
damn.
parents are the worst. But at the same time, with your wife, I would send them and say, "Hey, if you want to coach, and you come out here and help coach too, and then you can make these decisions. But if you don't want to coach, Don't make the decision. Sit up in the stands,
Yeah.
keep your mouth closed. I had to do it a lot with my kids when I'm sitting in the stands. I'm like, he needs to do this. He should do this. He should do this. But if I'm sitting up in the stands, I just got to shut up.
Yeah.
And I've got to tell my son, hey, you listen to the coach.
But both sides of it, you're just dealing, like you said, we've ruined, not us, not the three of us, but we as parents overall as a whole have helped kind of turn this thing into what
I
it
might
is
fight
today.
another parent, but I didn't ruin my kids.
Yeah. No, but parents have made,
I'm not fighting the coach.
yeah,
Yeah.
but parents have made, we again, or should say parents in general are part of the problem. Certainly,
Absolutely.
most certainly part of the problem that is youth sports today. Youth sports are not in a good place. Just because it's high level doesn't mean the system and the structure is good. It's it's big business now, and people are taking advantage of that, and parents are getting way too crazy.
Yeah. We sit up in the stands and bitch and complain as parents all the time.
But if you're
But that's okay. You're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Let me talk shit behind his back. Hey, coach. Thanks, man.
What's up?
See
Good
ya.
job, buddy.
Yeah,
I
see
hate
you
him.
later. Hate him. He sucks. He's terrible. But honestly, that's really that is the best way to handle it, though, instead of constantly challenging, because that only, I think, hurts your kid.
Do you explain to your kid, like, you're going to get a job in life one time, and the guy's going to go, hey, I can't have you washing dishes right now. I need you out front being a host. You need to go out there and do it. And you're going to be like, no, I just quit.
I don't play that position. You're
Yeah,
going to own your own business
yeah.
one day. You might have to go clean a toilet, take out the trash. I don't
I'm
I don't play
use
that
as an
position.
example, but I'll use something else at a higher level, not washing the dishes or
We're talking about height. We're talking about little kids. Bro.
Yes, yeah. No, I talk to my kids about it all the time. I talk to them about being the person for your team, especially with football. Like I said with my son, I was like, you just need to be ready. You need to be ready for wherever they want. You want to play football, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to you don't want to just be on the field. You want to play football. And if you just want to, I want this position. If I don't get this position, then I don't know. I'm not spending the money on it. You just need to be ready. So just be ready.
Yeah, I think where my son has a little bit of a problem with, like, sometimes with other kids is that, like, if they don't want to play a position, then they actually do worse on the field on purpose. And that drives him fucking nuts. Drives him absolutely insane. He's like, I literally just got, it happened before the Easter break. He just told the kid, get off the field. He's like, just get off. Get off. And he's just like, leave, get off the field. And I told Cal, I was like, just ignore it, dude. He's like, no, he's not even trying. He's like, he's not even trying. And we were losing too, and that's what made it even worse. We're losing like 8-6. So the game was still in very close reach, and my son's just flipping a lid. He just starts getting super mad. Like, and I know it's rec, right? If it was club, we wouldn't have this problem because the kids wouldn't be this way. But he's just losing it.
What do you think about this? Because this is what me and my kid's mom, we were talking about last week. If the team, in team sports, do you worry so much about the team or just your kid's individual play?
Team. I tell my son, when we play rec, I tell my son, I don't want you shooting very much. I want you moving the ball around. Like, you go out, if you win the faceoff, you take it right down and shoot or distribute to one of the guys if someone slides to you. I said, the objective is not for you to always go right to the goal. It's to dish it off, let other people have
you're
opportunities.
working on things.
I'm working on things.
So,
Yeah, like
so later on when your kid's like in high school and he's like, all right, I want to go to college to play lacrosse, right? And you're, say, in his sophomore year and the team is terrible. Do you move to a different team that's good so that he has a better opportunity to get a scholarship?
Oh, that's
because if
where
you're
I'm
saying
already.
the team is important, because if not, you're saying just tell him to be the best player that he can be. Even if you're on a shitty team, you will be seen. Or do you put him on a team that's better?
I see where you're going with
I know
this.
it's my
It's
my
your life,
situation,
it's your
but
situation.
you're
I
going to
moved
run
my
into
kid.
it also. I'm
I
sure you
moved,
will.
I moved my kid.
You move your kid.
I moved my kid to a better team.
Is there high level high school lacrosse though club?
They're Kellen's team right now. They're number 6 in the country.
But I mean, does this go into high school though? Is my question.
No. So Highland Park is number 1 in the southern states.
No, but is there club level, like I play for my high school and I still have club lacrosse in the high school during that age in those ages?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yeah, but you still play. But
So your high school doesn't matter.
No, it does.
If your club's good.
It does.
That's why I bring it up, because I
Yeah.
know what you're saying, because there's no alternative for football and for some other sports.
But you play both. But the thing that I love about lacrosse is they shut down club during high schools.
Yeah, you have to.
But you have two ways of
No,
getting
you don't.
recruited.
Soccer doesn't do it.
They don't?
No, soccer keeps it going.
Same time?
That's the knock on why soccer's been losing people, because they still play year round pretty much. Soccer's like, nah, man, we're gonna just keep collecting our money.
So where do recruiters go?
They go to clubs. For
Only
soccer, they go to clubs. Lacrosse, they go to both. They go to high school, and then obviously you're looking at prestigious high schools. So you have ESD, Jesuit, and you've got Highland Park. Those are the top 3 schools in the southern states, from Georgia, Tennessee, and down, like Oklahoma and down.
So you don't need to move him to a different school, because if he has a good club,
Prosper's got a new coach that's really doing a really good job. They're now ranked in the top 25 in the southern states, but they weren't before. Like last year, they'd only won 2 games. They've already won like 8 or 9 games this year. They just beat St. Mark's yesterday. St. Mark's is a top 10 school in the southern states. So they just beat St. Mark's in overtime yesterday.
Yeah. So we're lucky to have those two, because I know what you're saying. So for baseball, there's club when you're in high school as well. And a lot of the guys who run the club organizations are former pros or college players. So they have a stronger network than the high school coach.
Yeah.
So you play high school to be
Just
a student athlete.
Yeah.
And then fortunately you'll have your club team to help. But in football, there's only one.
But see, the person who runs Kellen's club, because Kellen's club right now, so the year above Kellen is 32s. That's year of graduation. So Kellen plays 33 because that's his year of graduation. So 32, that team for his Texas Nationals club, they're number 1 in the country. Private school, special club, national teams, they're number 1 in the country.
Overall, everything.
Everything.
That's better recruiting for him,
So
no matter what.
That's 32s. Kellen is on the 33 team. They're number 6 in the country. Overall private schools, overall other national teams, they're number 6 in the country. So he's on a really good team. The director of that Texas National Club is the former Duke.
We spoke
Duke,
about that guy.
Pressler. The one that got the shaft when that whole fake rape charges were put against his players. So he left. Now he is the coach and director of the Highland Park high school team.
Yeah, so he knows everybody.
He knows everybody.
Yeah,
he gets the best coaches. So we're gonna stay. We'll stay with the Nationals as long as they'll have Kellen.
So
right?
you're
Like
good. So you don't have to move
we don't
schools.
have to move schools, but ultimately, like all those kids play at ESD, Jesuit, and Highland Park. So we may move him in high school if he continues to move. Look, 3 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Like
theoretically, though, no, right? We wouldn't have to move,
I think
unless there are some other issues, and we can think of others. But yeah, you don't have that in that sport. Not just you, but that sport doesn't have that alternative. It's high school, and that's it, right?
It's a gamble. Like this year is the biggest gamble for my son, and my son's so loyal to stuff. Like he will not even look at a different, because last year all their key players graduated. Or sorry, this year.
Yeah.
Everyone. I'm talking about quarterback. We kept the running back. That's the only starter that stayed. Wide receivers gone. Linebackers gone. Anybody
able to step up though? And then you have a whole year of development inside the gym, lifting weights, running routes.
The running back is there. They're doing 7-on-7 this summer. They have the ability, but you're having a bunch of kids that did not have any varsity time coming up. And we moved up from 5A to 6A.
Mm-hmm.
But
so did Walnut Grove.
But the biggest thing about it is I think we moved into probably the weakest 6A division. So we can still look good in that division until we start running into the Duncanvilles and DeSoto's and some of those.
Because Walnut Grove got moved.
Allen,
Walnut Grove got moved into the Allen district.
And
6A Allen.
It's like like 2 more people over here. Bam, you're over here. Because I think next year Wakeland is not going to have enough people for 6A. It was just there was something with this year's graduating class that bumped them up into 6A. And
Kinda
every
silly.
other Frisco team is 5A. So they're moving up. And I mean, we looked at their schedule and
they already got schedule out.
yeah, most of the teams are not, we're in one of the weaker 6A divisions. But
well, what's the alternative? Private school or moving to a different
private school, moving to one of the other ones. I mean, we're closer to Lone Star than we are to Wakeland.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
And Lone Star, they were in state finals last year.
Yeah, because you just keep going that other way, and
right
Lone
up
Star's.
Right up Teal.
Yeah,
But will he start on Lone Star?
I think if you want to go play in college, you need
No, will
to
he
start.
start? Yeah, he's
anywhere.
gonna have to start. I
Yeah,
get it,
you
but
need to get
if
your
you
ass
can
out
start
there
at
and
West, if you can start at Wakeland,
Wakeland.
if you can start there, you get more reps, you get more time, you get
See,
more
that's
eyes.
see,
Or you
that-
go,
well,
you
that's
go to
what
Lone
that's
Star,
what
you
I-
may not be starting. You
But
may
that's
be.
what I asked you at the beginning. You know, what do you think is more important, the team or the individual? Like now you're saying the individual. And that's what I said. I said, okay, we'll stay. If we would stay in Wakeland, you need to make a difference. You need to really show out, because if the team doesn't do good, you've got to do like great.
Yeah,
In
but
order
you
to
got to
be
play
seen.
though, and which is what you're
You got to
saying.
play.
Because
Yeah.
if you went to Lone, because Lone
Mhm.
Star's the powerhouse around
Yeah,
here,
they
right?
are. There's
They
some studs.
produced 5 guys that are in the NFL and
Yeah.
Wow.
several. So if you go there and you're not playing, that's probably a worse situation. But it's because you could get better at Wakeland playing.
Yeah, but then again, you look. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to talk about it. Because if you talk about it this way, sure, you know, Lone Star, a little bit of time on Lone Star, is it better than a lot of time at
Right.
Wakeland? Because people are going to be watching Lone Star, and that's the time for you can shine, because they're going to be watching, because there's several people on Lone Star's team that coaches want to come and see.
Yeah.
There's your opportunity. That's what I would say, like with fighting or anything like that. If you put like, if you're on a card with Jake Paul, there's going to be
Mhm.
tons of people watching. If you're early on that card, it's time to show out.
Yeah.
Because you have this audience there. And is that the same way in high school sports? Do you need to be on that good team, or do you need to play against that good team, or do you
Yeah,
need to
Right.
be on a team where you really, really stand out in the division that you stand out? I don't know which better. I mean, if you produce a really good highlight tape just because you're on a team, you have a weaker division, or if you can play the teams that'll make you look really good.
Well, you have a few months to figure it out, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, not you, but
yeah.
if you're talking about transferring, you gotta.
you gotta.
Hey, do you
Now.
do you subscribe to John Brown's Instagram?
No, but I've been listening to some of his
You
stuff.
should probably subscribe to him.
I hear what he's saying with a lot of things.
He's writing a book, man.
But some of the things that he says, if we circle back all the way to some of our previous episodes, it goes against a lot of the things that we had talked about before. Because what he says before is, like, I hear a lot of things. He's telling kids, hey, it's your responsibility. Tell these kids what to do. Make these kids what you want them to be. They don't know. But
Okay.
before, when we talked about
Yeah.
things before, it was like we still talked about how the toxic parent could be
Mhm.
a situation, and there were several examples that you guys put out. And I was saying, do you take it over as a parent and say, hey, I don't want you to make decisions because it's not about you. I know it's better for you. And that's what John Brown talks about.
I'm interested because I haven't never heard him say when he started doing this with them. That's the only thing I haven't heard.
I
That
think
like,
it's
did it
been
start
very
his
early
whole-
on.
Did it start at
Yeah.
like 3rd, 4th grade, or
Yes.
did it start in like 6th, 7th grade?
Yeah.
It has to. You can't start.
He started
later
it
on.
from the
They
beginning.
need.
By
to
the
know
way,
what
for some context for those who don't know, we're talking about John Brown, a former professional bodybuilder,
2-time
And
Mr. Olympian, I
and
think.
father of Amin Ra and Equanimous, and then there's forget the third,
Yeah,
the
there's another
youngest
one.
one's name, but all special athletes, of course. And his whole thing is, you tell them what to do. You don't give a kid a choice. You dictate
Yep.
and map it all out, and force them to do it, essentially.
Yep.
Right. And he also changed their names to make them more.
Yeah.
He gave them those unique names intentionally, and he changed their last name
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
their
it
name
was
is
Saint.
Brown.
It's
He
Brown,
added
yeah.
the Saint to give it
Yeah.
a little more,
Yep.
You see?
flair.
Smart.
Now,
His,
if
dude, if
go-
you were his
if-
wife,
if
what
we-
are you thinking? Like, what do you mean you want to change your last name?
And he also, speaking of that, he also said, I was selective breeding. He didn't choose. No, he says that.
That's what he said. He's like,
I
yeah,
didn't fall in love with my wife. I mean, maybe he did after, but he saw a
Potential.
tall blonde.
It's
And
like-
then he said, and you also have to
he's awesome.
he said, well, if you want a lineman, then you look at the woman's ankles.
Yeah.
If she has big, thick ankles, that's your lineman. I didn't want linemen. I wanted wide receivers. I wanted speed. So I looked for skinny ankles. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong. He's
Okay.
just the only one out there saying
So
it.
you like him, but if we go back to previous episodes, you were completely against that point. Now, hold on a second. I'm going to say that I'm on your side too, because it's hard, because we as parents, we got to jump on both sides, because I want to be my kid's best friend. I'm sorry. A lot of, he would say you're not your kid's best friend.
No.
But I want to have a good relationship with my kids to the point where they can talk to me about anything, where it's almost considered a friend. But I have that, hey, it's dad's time. This is what I'm saying. This is who I am. And before, that was one thing that I asked a lot from my son in the wrestling thing. We had the wrestling debate, and we had these different things that we had talked about before. Like, he's saying, absolutely, kids quiet, I'm leading. And now we're saying this is the way we should go.
Well, he would probably tell you to not wrestle, right? And just focus.
Yeah, he probably
He would tell you that. Don't wrestle. Just focus on
Mhm.
the core sport that you have the chance to be successful in.
And that's what I was trying to say. But that's what we were when
And
you guys
Josh
were
and I
debating
told
me,
you no.
you said
he should wrestle,
to
right?
have fun with it.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was saying more of what John Brown said, because in today's sports, if you want a great athlete, you have to hone in.
In that regard, yes. But on the flip side, we told you to make the move with the school.
Yeah, with the school. You should have left last year to Prestonwood.
Yeah.
I know
what he wanted.
I know,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. There's one
But-
time they were battling this point.
Yes,
There's
yes,
another
yes.
time we're battling the other point. And
But our argument was, because you were saying like focus on football. Look, hand fighting and wrestling and all those things are beneficial for football. That's one. Two is, I told you don't have him. I said for wrestling, I said make sure that you have him wrestling at his natural weight, putting weight on. If he goes up during the season, cool. You're like, oh no, the coach wants him to wrestle here. I don't give a fuck what the coach wanted in that situation.
It's a recreation in high school. It's not a recreational sport. And if we would talk with John Brown, I think
Oh, it's
we
a
should try
rec
to find.
sport.
No, I'm saying
No, yeah, no,
if
you're right.
Putting yourself in it, he's not putting himself in there to win. So when you're teaching your kid a sport, you're teaching your kid life lessons all the way across the board. I don't want to put my kid into something that I'm not teaching him. You got to win.
I'm telling him to win. Just do it at your natural weight when lifting weights.
See, those two
He's
sports.
got to learn how to move that body weight around anyway.
But those two sports
That was a
complement
safety.
each other. There are a lot of great football wrestler people that have been very successful in those two,
Yeah.
playing those two sports.
Yeah,
so
but what
that's
he
why
needed-
that's where we were saying was
but
just
what-
they're at least complementary as opposed to like
But what he needed,
like tennis.
yeah, tennis
tennis
and
and
football.
but what he needed was to be able to stay off, put the weight on, and play football. If that's all he wanted to do.
Was he able to do that last season without wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
it's working out.
Yeah, I guess for me, I would have just told my
it's-
son.
This will be the time. It'll be
Right.
this year.
Yeah, but I would have
Okay.
just told
Right
my
now,
son
yes, he's a lot
to,
bigger.
when we were having the conversation, I would have told my son, eat whatever you want, put the weight on, lift weights, and whatever weight you walk around at that's what you wrestle at. And if you can't beat those kids, you can't beat those kids, but you need to try. Obviously, you need to try to win. But I'm not going to have you cut weight. And look, I see it across the board now. A lot of parents are not having their kids cut weight because the performances are actually better when they don't cut the weight. If you're
we can't base that on anything. That's just speculation. There's no way of really being able to see it. Now, extreme weight, yeah, sure. But cutting weight, everybody still cuts weight.
no, they
Everybody
also
does.
cut weight, but and the
And
weight
ones that
classes
the
are the
ones
weight
that on
classes are
top
closer
cutting
together.
weight.
The weight classes are closer together, so it's easier to make that cut.
Yeah.
But for a young kid, there's not a lot of benefit of trying to lose 2 or 3 pounds because you really don't have it to lose.
Well, yes, there is, because the weights are very close together in high school.
Mhm.
So when Miles was at the end of the year, end of his year last year when he wrestled, all he had to lose was 4 pounds to be in the weight class underneath. And
How
he chose
difficult
not
was that
to.
for him?
He didn't cut any weight.
Yeah.
He was just weighing in.
I've personally, I would have just had him lifting, eating, bulking, whatever, bulk phase, and just wrestled at the weight, whatever he walked around at.
But you can't because when he wrestled, he was still having 2 practices a day, so there was no real opportunity for him to do anything
Gotcha.
else. Because
Interesting.
football's year round, and then when he had wrestling's another 2
When
hours that are in.
When
there.
you wrestled in college, didn't you lift weights then wrestle? Because we would lift weights for an
Preseason.
hour. We would lift weights for wrestling for an hour, and then we'd go in the room and we'd wrestle
During
for
the
an hour and a half.
season?
No way.
Yeah, during season. In North Idaho College, you'd lift weights, boom, 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 for an hour. Then you'd get out on the wrestling mat and wrestle for an hour and a half.
But we did.
Sometimes we'd rough. Sometimes it would just be like a quick 30-minute workout. That John Owens would come in and be like, "Hey," and you do 15 seconds on each station, and then after we got done doing 30 minutes, we'd get on the mat and we'd start wrestling for an hour and a half.
No, see, most wrestlers they have like weightlifting is not a big part of
Oh,
their
it was
training.
huge for us,
When I
man.
was in Olympic Training Center, we lifted twice a week, and we did like just
Yeah.
Olympic style lifts, and it wasn't a strenuous
We
weightlifting
lifted every
program.
day at North Idaho in preseason, leading up like when you start school, September, August, September, October.
And you guys
And then
had a really good team there.
once season started, we only lifted twice a week. So once season started, we lifted twice a week, but then we did a lot of running too. So they drop us off 3-5 miles out and be like, "See you back at the room." We'd
Yeah.
wrestle,
I want to bring it back to your situation. So what's the thought process? How do you figure out what the right answer is without you? Because you said you're not going to force him, right?
Let's
Because
go.
you don't want to disrupt the
Come on.
relationship.
Right.
So how do you
John
figure
Brown?
it out?
Preach. Tell us what you're gonna do.
No, what I'm doing this year, it's going to be a senior year. So if he doesn't want to leave, I'm all for him. I just really told him. I said, you have to stand out. You have to make your way. I paid for camps to IMG. I paid for you having a coach. He's with this new DB coach that's down here, $50 a pop. So I'm putting all this money in here. College is on your own, bro.
Mm.
So if you want to make it to college, you want to play sports in college, this is your year. I'm giving him the opportunity because now he's going to be 18 this summer. So you're a grown man. So I'm giving you the opportunity to make your decisions here. I'll support you 100%. I'll be at every game. Any other training you need, I'll be there for. I'll make it happen. Anything you need, if I have to go and train with you, I'll give you everything that you need. But these are your decisions now. And now, if I would have caught him, 2 years ago or something like that, sure, I could have like pulled him this way or forced him to do whatever. But at this point, I need to just let him do what he has to do. And on top of it, I talked with one of the coaches, the kid, Jaden, the quarterback's dad. He told me when he went to some of the camps, he said kids were getting recruited based on their 40 time. Those college coaches didn't give a damn what you did in high school.
Wow.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, if you're on the right team, play against the right people, man, you could have a wide receiver over here that's a 5-star, and you're another wide receiver. Your stats get padded because they're paying attention to him.
Right.
I mean, there's all kinds of different scenarios where your high school really doesn't matter when you go up to college. And when you get to college, like we were talking about before, coach may say, "Oh, you play safety the whole time? Okay, I need you you're at linebacker.
Mhm.
You're at 220 pounds. You're fast. You're big. You can tackle. We need you over here." So he just said, make sure that he's working his ass off. Make sure he's fast and he's running track. And Miles is really fast. And make sure his strength is up and make sure he's a respectable kid when he goes up there and just stand out in all these camps that you go through over the summer. And that's all they really care about. So
Both his kids are fast. Bobby didn't cut it.
I was super fast.
Yeah.
I got
No,
documents.
Bobby
I
didn't
was
cut the
fast.
lineage.
No, I
He's like,
was
"Oh, let me."
fast. I got proof.
Their mom was
super
she
fast.
a track? She did track, right?
She ran track, but
Yeah.
she just
It's in their
played
blood.
sports. Yeah, and my sister was like one state a few times.
So you did do the John Brown thing, selective breeding. You found a track runner.
track
You
mama.
said, eh?
Yeah.
All right, what do you got here? All right.
Found the
And
track
we
mama.
tell the kids all the time. We say, hey, look at these other parents.
What?
Hey man,
Man.
at least you're honest about it.
Bro,
It's all good.
Maximize your
Bro.
abilities.
Yeah, it's all
Homeboy,
good.
and you know the sad part is homeboy's over there pointing at me. It's like, yo, look at this guy.
Don't marry for love. What are you?
Yeah, you're
silly?
wild.
What are you crazy?
Arnold Schwarzenegger was the one that he said, if you want to be a bodybuilder, pick your parents.
Yes.
In most sports, if you want to be a certain, pick your parents.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that is right. So I mean,
Some dads out
They-
there listening
yeah.
to this, like, I thought you married for
damn it.
love.
and kids are like, wait a second.
She puts up with all my shit. I thought that was the reason why you marry someone.
You
All right, guys. Hey, hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you guys so much. Another episode of the Dad Dojo. We're out.